So guys, what do you expect from me today? Okay. Let me start with the past. I may be talking more about the past because many of you might be kids at that point of time. Let me give it like a story. I thought of initially doing a good presentation with a lot of images and all, and then somebody told me that it will be politicizing a lot. So I just stopped myself in doing that. But most of the things are available in indiaevm.org, where you can see what we did in the past. Let me give you a story about it. Oh, okay. Seeing so many people, I think I forgot. I started already feeling that I'm part of your family. Okay. I am Prasad, presently advisor technology to Government of Andhra Pradesh. I advise the fiber grid that is happening there and also on different technologies with the Chief Minister, which includes the real-time governance, which is spoken a lot even today about the data and other things that how it is using. Before that, I'm a managing director of a company called Net India, which is into embedded networks. We are more strong into the protocols where we used to write it into the chips, more into industrial automation and all. And I was a normal person, and I'm a dropout. In fact, I didn't complete my engineering, but having a lot of passion towards electronics, try to meddle with it, learned assembly language, and then a bit of C. And we started working on microcontrollers from 2000. We came out with a machine called Piano Mail that time. In fact, let me tell you, when we start our company, I didn't know how to operate a computer because I'm a dropout. I studied only a year of engineering. And after that, want to be a vagabond, gone here and there. In 2000, we started the company Net India to find out how emails can be used by common people like me, who doesn't understand what is at the rate. And what we could do is, we could actually hack the DTMF tones and then come with our own frequencies and able to send, which, if you remember, 70s, there used to be modems which work on acoustics. And we used the same acoustics to send and receive emails, studied the protocol of PPP, TCP and all, and wrote it to a 5 megahertz chip. And that's how our journey started. It went on till 2010. We were into R&D, excited, doing a lot of R&D stuff. In fact, companies which are into R&D doesn't look at top lines. They'll just look at how many they invented, which may see light or may not see light. In fact, we had almost 32 prototypes which never saw light, which includes mail phones, which includes remote monitoring stuff, etc. I don't want to bore you with all that now. 2010 is the year which changed my discourse. Before that, there is a small story behind. 2004 is the year where electronic voting machines were introduced to India for the first time. And Mr. Naidu was a good friend of mine since 2000. He is the one who inaugurated our company. So from then, I used to meet him whenever there is a technical discussion, where he loves to actually discuss more on new technologies. So I'm part of his group. 2004, when he lost the election, somebody have come forward to him, or maybe somebody told that these machines are hacked, so you lost the election. Because the sentiment was actually favoring him, and he didn't bother to see that he may lose the election. That's the time where first time he called us and asked whether these machines can be hacked. My experience at that point of time while running my company is, we developed a gadget or a simple modem board to connect these machines to internet. ECIL, which is one of the inventors, or I say the developer, I don't call it as invention, it's a developer of this electronic voting machine, requested us. They gave it like a project which we did for them of connecting it to the internet. That point of time, we learned what is this electronic machine. It's a very simple design with a microcontroller and 2 EEPROMs of the old age, where they used to store votes into it. So as the chief minister, the ex-chief minister at that point of time asked me whether it can be hacked, we said it can be hacked. But he didn't pursue on it, and he said that we have to generously accept the defeat, because it's not the machines, it may be the other reason, maybe because of farmers or because of someone who thought this government was not doing well, has put us down. And again, in 2009 elections, this time, if you see the sentiments or if you see a lot of other things, people all started talking about that Naidu should come back. And it didn't happen in 2009 again. So this time, he said that there need to be a serious investigation. He said, like, yes, we do accept the defeat again, but let's rule out the possibility that these machines can be hacked. So that's where we started a kind of an exercise of bringing it to the public, saying that these machines can be hacked. Why did we say that at that time? We saw the patterns, and you all know, you're all programmers. We can easily make out if a machine do a manipulation, because it's programmed. And the pattern repeats. It cannot be like, even you try to do different programs, the patterns will repeat. So we found such patterns. It may not be everywhere, because these machines are umpteen number used in the elections. It's not possible that you go to every polling booth or every warehouse and do it. But keep one thing in mind. One district can be taken over in a day or two. So you need not hack all the machines in a district. You need to hack a few machines. And even if you see the swing, the difference between a winner and a loser is about 1% or 2% or max 2.5%. That's what I observed till date. So what did we do? Knowing what is there inside it, we made a lookalike and did a presentation in Delhi Press Club, where it was streamed live. In fact, the entire press at that point of time started thinking that it is the real machine, because they themselves doesn't know. That's the sad part of us, that many of us doesn't know exactly how these machines look like, and we vote on it. And we demonstrated how they can be manipulated. It became a big story, and leaders like Mr. Swami, who actually fought till the end to get the VVPATs, started supporting us, and Mr. Naidu introduced me to different leaders and started telling them that this could be a possibility. Why don't we rule out this, at least for the next election, if not now? And as usual, Election Commission of India started stating that these machines are secure. Anybody who have guts can come and hack it. And we said, yes, we are ready to take up the challenge. But we want the rules to be framed fair. It's not that like you say these machines are exposed for hacking, but you should not touch these machines and only see and hack it. We said like it is only magicians who can do it, and I am not a magician. And the same is the case with others, but you know, when a government, let's not call it as a government, ECI is a very reputed body. ECI started stating that nobody have come forward to do the hacking, so these machines are completely secure. Then Mr. Swami and all started talking to the press that this is not the way how hacking has to be invited. You invite us, we will show how we can hack it. And we will bring Mr. Prasad to come along with us, and we show you how hacking can be done. Mr. Naveen Chawla, the then Chief Election Commissioner, invited us. strategically or whatever be the reason, he was not present at the time, but Dr. Qureshi, who was the former election commissioner, and Mr. Sampath were the election commissioners that time, while the chief election commissioner was Naveen Chawla. And they gave us few machines, which are made by BEL and ECIL. BEL is Bharat Electronics Limited, and ECIL is Electronic Corporation of India Limited, who actually developed these machines that are used in the elections. Even till date, they are the two companies which are doing. We opened under the cameras while Swami and another Supreme Court advocate was with us. The technical committee of Election Commission at that point of time, headed by Mr. Indrasen, Professor Indrasen, and others were also present. The election commissioners were present. What we started doing is, any hacker first will try to audit what is there on the board. That's how generally we start, right? So we started taking the measurements of it. Yes. We started trying to see the circuit. The moment we opened the circuit, it is the same thing which we saw in 2004. And I couldn't stop smiling, because I saw the same two EEPROMs which are connected to it and which are directly vulnerable. And the second thing what we could see is the display, which can be removed simply and do something. We were stopped suddenly because the professors from IIT who are sitting in front of us, who are the technical expert committee there, they understood what we are looking at. Immediately they murmured themselves, and suddenly Mr. Sampath, who was the election commissioner there, said that, Mr. Prasad, you need to stop it from here. We have to frame the rules. We don't know whether the rules, the methods what you are adopting are ethical or not. So why don't we stop it? We will call you back again. And we were sent out. And it didn't happen. But I don't know whether election commission sat silent on it, or I should tell about an incident like suddenly one day a person has come with an electronic voting machine to us. To me, in fact. And he said, if we can hack it, we can talk about hacking of voting machines. If not, we should keep our mouth shut, because we are making unnecessary nuisance in the press. And I did agree what he said, because if we can't prove, we should not make nuisance of an institution which has the highest regard. And that was the same time, because Mr. Swami was also present when the particular hacking was stopped by the election commission, or audit of these machines was stopped. He conducted an international conference inviting the international experts. And that was the same moment somebody has offered and said that I'll come to Hyderabad, I'll give a machine. And that's where I came across the wonderful professor from University of Michigan, who doesn't look like a professor, in fact, Professor Alex Haldeman, and the other guy, who I call him even now a crazy person, called Rob Gongrai, who was part of the Julius Assange team in the first WikiLeaks expose. So those two have come to Chennai for the conference. Before that, I started telling them how it looks like, what it looks like. And they came within no time. See, the power of the hacker is like when you come to know something, it is very simple to build a vector inside it. So they came with some hardware which can do the manipulation, they told me. And we came directly from Chennai to Hyderabad waiting for the machine, and the machine has come. We said we need only a day, one night. And within the night, what we did is we videographed everything. We videographed everything and hacked the machine left and right, where changed the display, changed the votes inside the memory, which you can see in indiaevm.org. I don't want to take much time about all those things explaining now. I think the interesting part is the story of it. So, we hacked it, and we didn't disclose it. But the officer who got this machine knows it is being hacked. The only one word what he told us is, okay, I believe this can be hacked, but let's keep it discreet. Don't disclose that I bought the machine to you. Let me take it back. And he went off with the machine. And a paper was written, because there is a process which I learned from, because I can be called an unpert because I doesn't know like how a process to be followed, but the professor knows the process. So he made us to write a paper, security analysis on Indian voting machines, which was submitted to the CCS, ACM CCS, and also been submitted to different communities. And after the paper is published in ACM CCS, I showed it on the TV how we did it. And what we did it, we showed exactly the ballot unit number. The control unit number, sorry, not the ballot unit. The control unit and ballot unit has its own unique IDs, which we showed it openly in the video, because if not, the election commission will say, that's a look-alike machine, it's not our machine. The moment I showed it on the TV, the hangama started. They took about, I don't exactly remember the date when we showed it, but I remember the date when I'm picked up by the police. It was 21st August. How I know it well is 20th August was my marriage day. And the police who have come to Hyderabad to pick me understood that it was my marriage day, so they quietly waited for me for the next day, came next day at 5 o'clock and picked me and took me to Mumbai. And I don't know whether I can spell what exactly happened that time, but one thing I can say is the police were so generous. And true, they were really generous, because a lot of them actually liked the way we exposed it. Maybe it was the feeling of everyone inside, and they want somebody to speak out. Maybe we spoke about it. Alex Alderman and Rob left the country, so I'm the only one. So they picked me, they took me there. Sat inside the police station, doesn't understand how the police station looked like, started looking at it. Saw a lot of people every day. Good part is they didn't send me to the jail. They kept me in the police station itself. 1 day or 2 days they tried to put me in the jail, where I think I could able to convince the officer, saying that I can't live in the cell. So let me live with you guys in the police station. And it was 8 days almost. Yes, it was not a good experience, because the senior officials used to come and psychologically attack, saying that tomorrow we are going to take you on ride. We'll be beating you like anything. Better you tell who is the person who gave you the machine. I always used to say, I don't remember. He was like that, he was like this, and I never said. One of the senior officers believed that I really forgot the name and all. Generally what the police will do, they will say that, okay, can you explain how he looks like? I said, I may be able to explain. Then they got an artist. I thought that an artist, okay, whatever we explain, he will draw. But when you have to explain the features, you have to think about someone, right? And there was a movie in Telugu where we have a Telugu comedian called Brahmanandam and Ali. In that movie, Ali will try to tell somebody who was none other than the same police officer. I didn't know that he will draw that. And I was telling, and it was really the same inspector which I told. And he was so angry on me, saying that, bloody, this goes into the records, what the hell you think? And that's how it happened. And behind the scene, the Mr. Swami and team started working with the lawyers. In fact, even some of the prominent people from BJP were supporting me. The guys who say now the machines are secure or at the time said that they are not secure. Lawyers fought for me in the court, and court released me on bail after 8 days. And the bail was not a simple one-sentence order. It was like a one-page order where the lawyer started, the judge started mentioning that if at all he exposed something, it has to be praised if at all it is true. He need to be rewarded, not to be put in jail. If what he claims is wrong, then you guys punish him immediately, saying that it is wrong. And whatever we expose, they can't disprove it. Because yes, the display can be manipulated. Yes, the memory can be manipulated. And I've been released, that's it. And what happened next, even I doesn't know. I couldn't even find. I think the case got squashed or whatever it has happened. And after that, for at least 4 years, I need to shut down the shop of Net India. Because nobody, in the software industry, once you got tainted like this, sorry to use the word tainting, but the companies will not work with us when they understood that we have done something like this. And as usual, because the government has certain procedures, so the police used to always come and ask every engineer in my company saying that what part of the machine you touched. That made everybody to leave. And in fact, we also allowed everybody to go. And I have to get into real estate for some time. And yes, again in 2014, before the elections, Mr. Naidu called me back, saying that why don't we work on the election campaign, where we started using the technology to understand how an elections can be fought. And 2014, TDP won the elections, and Mr. Naidu requested me to be the technology advisor. Initially, I didn't, because I want to run my company again. And it took almost 2 years for me to get on board. Before that, I was a member. But I was working with Mr. Naidu in developing the concept AP Fiber, which is similar to BharatNet and is part of BharatNet now, where we connected the entire state with optical fiber network and reached about 700,000 homes with fiber, which might be the largest installation today in this country. And we're going to reach 14 million homes. So this is the journey I had. And about the present stature of the voting machines, I was always suggesting the Election Commission of India to come up with an open hardware design. Till then the elections have to go back to paper ballot. If you say, is paper ballot thing is secure? I don't say, secure wise, it is like, yes, it is verifiable by the voter himself. It can be felt by the voter himself. And coming up to the security, it is the responsibility of the government to take care of the physical security of it. See, to avoid the physical security, you're getting into digital things which you don't even know what is happening inside. And the VVPATs which we fought, due to which they introduced, are been introduced for name's sake. It is only 1% that is being counted. And the recent elections, whatever has happened across all the states recently, there was a lot of discrepancy in the number of votes polled and number of votes counted. And Election Commission was reluctant to actually count all the machines. They say that let the courts decide. By the time the courts decides, one government will be over. So that is not the way how we need to handle things. So that is the reason we started saying, let's come back to paper ballot till the time you secure it. Let the community say that it is secure, not you say. Or don't claim an intellectual property right on these machines which are imposed on the citizens of India. Citizens are the owners of this technology, if at all. Should be the owners of this technology, not a bunch of engineers inside two public sector units. This is what we were always fighting for. And that's all I am here now. Thank you.